Everyone knows Tommy Shelby. The suit, the cap, the razor blade. But what if I told you the real Peaky Blinders were nothing like the TV show? And their true story is even darker. The real Peaky Blinders were not a rich crime family in the 1920s. They were a violent street gang that appeared in Birmingham, England around 1890, almost 30 years before the show begins. At the time, Birmingham was one of the worst places in England to live. Entire families were crammed into tiny houses. The streets were full of smoke, dirt, rats, and poverty. Many children had to work in factories by the age of 10. In these neighborhoods, gangs began to form. Boys as young as 12 or 13 joined them. Some stole food, others robbed people in the streets. But one gang quickly became more feared than all the others: the Peaky Blinders. Their name first appeared in a newspaper in 1890 after a brutal attack in Birmingham. A man had been beaten so badly that the newspaper wrote the attackers belonged to a gang called the Peaky Blinders. Unlike most poor people, the gang dressed well. They wore long dark coats, silk scarves, polished boots, waistcoats, and their famous peaked caps. In the slums of Birmingham, dressing well made them look powerful and terrifying. And what about the razor blades hidden in their caps? The TV show made that famous, but historians believe it never happened. In 1890, razor blades were expensive and difficult to find. Poor street gangs probably could not afford them, but do not mistake them for harmless boys in fancy clothes. The real Peaky Blinders were extremely violent. They robbed people, ran illegal gambling, stole from shops, and beat rival gangs with belts, knives, sticks, and heavy boots. One of their favorite targets was the police. They would surround officers in the street and attack them together. In Birmingham, this became known as constable baiting. Some officers were seriously injured, and a few were even killed. The gang spent most of their time in the pubs and alleys of Small Heath, one of the poorest parts of Birmingham. They drank heavily, gambled, fought constantly, and demanded money from local shopkeepers. Kevin Mooney, whose real name was Thomas Gilbert, may have been the closest thing the real gang had to a leader. He was known for violence, street fights, and controlling young gang members in Birmingham. But the Peaky Blinders did not stay powerful for long. At around the early 1900s, a bigger and more organized gang appeared, the Birmingham Boys, led by Billy Kimber. So the real Peaky Blinders were not glamorous masterminds like in the TV show. They were poor, violent boys from the slums of Birmingham, who dressed well, terrified the city, and then disappeared into history.